Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hold My Nuggets Incorporated for your 2019 NFL Week 4 post-game analysis show hosted by me, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. And this episode is sponsored by the Hold My Nuggets podcast, located on the Chiseled Adonis YouTube channel, also on Marv Glover, my co-host, YouTube channel as well. Hell, if we can't get any goddamn sponsors, I'll sponsor my doggone self. But let's jump right into the games. It was an exciting week of football. First and foremost, Thursday Night Football this past week. Eagles taking on the Packers in a magnificent back and forth game. All right, this game had it all on the ground. The Eagles finally decided to listen. They utilized the ground game. You had Howard with 87 yards on the ground, I believe. You had Sanders 77 yards on the ground. Over 150 yards on the ground coming from the damn Eagles. The Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers let it fly. 422 yards, but did it result in a victory? Absolutely not. Devontae Adams was rubbing his nutsack all over the Eagles secondary, but he got hurt. And then what happened? Matt LaFleur and the Packers happened to go out there and participate in the Seattle Seahawks Challenge. 4 consecutive plays from inside the 5. You throw it, you throw it. And on third down, they ran a draw, a fake draw, and it appears as if Aaron Rodgers was trying to throw the ball to Jimmy Graham, when in fact it looked as if he was trying to scramble. Whatever the hell was supposed to happen on that third down play, I guess they didn't account for the weak side linebacker still being there, because I guess it must have been an option for Aaron. He throws it to Graham or he runs it in. Graham took an inside stem on the route. So the way he released, there is no way I would assume he was supposed to get a pass. So I think it was supposed to be one of those joints where Aaron Rodgers would boot into the end zone, but they didn't account for that backside backer. Then they proceeded to throw on fourth down. They find their way coming back down the field once again. First down, you run it. The second down, you decide to throw. What is going through your mind? Pardon me, the first down, they didn't run it. They threw it again. But what? Second and goal. Second and goal from the 3. Literally in the first quarter. I talked about it in my commentary. You ran for a touchdown with Aaron Jones. This time you try to throw it again. What? Run the ball. You're inside the 5. Run the ball. What are you doing? What are you doing? But a sensational effort from the offense. The offense of the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Packers coming into this game with the number 2 defense, and the Eagles went out there and absolutely shredded them. They took care of business. They made their defense not only look like the cheese that they are, they looked a whole lot like Swiss, because Carson Wentz was able to find the holes, and Jordan Howard was able to find the holes, and Miles Sanders was able to find the holes, and they matriculated their ball, just like Hank Stram would love to say back on these 60s Chiefs, a football historian over here. That's what they did to that damn Eagles defense. Sensational job. Pardon me. Packers defense. Sensational job from the Eagles. Big time win. Next, the Titans taking on the Falcons. Once again, the Falcons let me down. But what did I tell you guys last week? The Falcons have had a trend this season. First game of the season, they're behind. They try to play catch up. Second game of the season, they got the lead. The other team catches up. Third game of the season, they're behind. They're trying to play catch up. This particular game against the Titans, once again, they're behind, trying to play catch up. Nothing worked for the Falcons offense. Defensively, yes, I understand you have your injuries here and there, but it's next man up. If you're playing in the National Football League, you got to be ready to play. The Titans came out and they balled, man. A.J. Brown, his nutsack was all over the secondary of the damn Falcons defense. All right? Derrick Henry ran for 100 yards. Marcus Mariota took care of the football. The Titans got the job done. They got the job done. It seems like every single time I happen to pick against the Titans, they happen to win. When I pick for them, they happen to lose. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if they're playing this sort of game on me. Whatever the case was, the Titans went out there. They looked very good. On the road, I might add, in Atlanta. They took care of business, man. Kudos to the Titans. And more importantly, A.J. Brown had 94 yards. Although he did have that big, 55-yard touchdown. And then outside of that, he had that other touchdown. But didn't really do too much outside of those 2 plays. A score is a score. His impact was felt. Corey Davis had himself a touchdown, too. 91 yards through the air. I mean, he had a shorter touchdown. It wasn't a 91-yard touchdown. But still, he took care of business, too. Titans look good, man. The Falcons, Y'all got to reevaluate what's going on, man, because I don't know what's going on. That run game is non-existent. Somebody in that running backs room, somebody, whether it's the running back coach, whether it's the running backs themselves, some got to get sorted out. Because if you expect the entire offense to just fall on the shoulders of Matt Ryan, he's a capable quarterback. But if you make this team one-dimensional and everybody knows, yo, they about to just throw the ball, you about to be in trouble because that O-line is not something special. Figure it out, Atlanta. But good W for the Titans. Next, the Browns and the Ravens. The necrophilia out in M&T Bank Stadium where the Ravens was getting absolutely fucked. Let's just say this. What happens when you run the football? You win games. Nick Chubb, how many carries? I don't even remember how many carries. 165 yards, 3 TDs. Okay, and an 88-yard run. Was it an 88, 89, 87? Doesn't matter. All I know is that he was dragging his pubic hairs all over the Ravens defense. Lamar Jackson, once again, second consecutive week, he got exposed. And when his team needed him the most, threw back-to-back interceptions in like 35 seconds. Although the second one wasn't really his fault. It got tipped. But still, gotta play better football. Mark Ingram coughing up the ball. Coughing it up. What's wrong with you? You're deep-throating? Get your head out of your ass. You're too busy worrying about Adrian Peterson. That's what happened with the Ravens. Because and it wasn't even as if Baker came out here and was slinging left and right. Because at one point, he was very efficient. But it wasn't his arm that got them that W, okay? It was Nick Chubb's legs. Jarvis Landry looked absolutely sensational, and then he ultimately got hurt. I hope he'll still be good to go for the rest of the season. OBJ got into a fight with Marlon Humphreys, but outside of that sensational performance, both sides of the ball from the Browns. All right, now if I'm the Ravens, this is back-to-back losses. The offense has not looked sharp since, thrashing Arizona and thrashing Miami, so something has got to give. Figure out how you want to play. Okay, offense got some answers or some questions that got to be answered. Mark Ingram looks good on the ground. He can run the football. He just got to take care of it because that fumble was bad. Okay, they desperately needed him not to fumble that ball. Good victory for the Browns. Next, the Chiefs and the Lions. No, pardon me. Before I get into the Chiefs and the Lions, the Patriots and the Bills. The Patriots offense underperformed because the Bills defense came to play. They held the Patriots under 250 yards. They held Tom Brady out of the end zone yet again in Buffalo for I think the third consecutive year. I don't think he scored a touchdown in Buffalo since 2016. I think that was the statistic. I was watching the game live too. I'll say this much. The Bills came to play offensively on the ground. Frank Gore went for over 100. I did not expect to see the World War II veteran go out there and run for over 100 yards. I didn't see that coming. The Bills coming into this game, I think they were maybe top 3 in running the football. Maybe they may have been number 1. As I always say, the Bills know how to run the football, but Josh Allen didn't take care of it. 3 interceptions, 1 to Devin McCourty, 2 to J.C. Jackson. You can't do that. You got to take care of the football. Ultimately, getting knocked out of the game, Matt Barkley came in. He threw for 150 yards or 120, whatever the case was. Collectively, the Bills had about 280 passing yards. Whatever the case was, Matt Barkley came in, and then there was pressure on the final possession, and he ended up leading to an interception. Now, if you expect Matt Barkley to come in and lead you as the reliever into the end zone and getting a W over the Patriots, you're going to have a bad time. But if Josh Allen was still on that field, I personally believe that fourth quarter, he probably would have been able to get the Bills a touchdown. But I do believe the Patriots would have been able to go down the field and get that game-winning field goal. All right, because the Patriots left some points on the board. They had a missed field goal. The Bills also had a missed field goal too. Now, I don't know what the deal was with this Bills offense. They got to figure out what the deal is with passing this football. They got to get the ball into the hands of the receivers. You can't have 3 turnovers against this Patriot team when your defense had them on the ropes. You got to play better. But the way I'm looking at the Bills right now, they may be legit. Don't think that's a fluke 3-1 start. That Bills defense is serious, and that offense is trying to figure themselves out. The run game is good. They can get their pass game going. You better watch out. You better watch out. Next, the Chiefs and the Lions. I told you guys, I felt in my soul the Lions would win this game. And damn it, they did everything possible to go out there and win. And what happened? Patrick Mahomes showed why he's the damn MVP. He ain't throw for no touchdowns, but that last drive, he put him into position. You found Kelsey, big time play. Let me first say this, all right? 5 of 6 consecutive possessions ended in fumbles. All right, 1 of which that got returned 99 yards to the house. All right, I told you guys Kerryon Johnson is fixing to have a 100-yard game, and he did. Matthew Stafford had a sensational game. 3 TDs. Galladay, 2 TDs. These guys came to play, but the Kansas City Chiefs stayed resilient. I told you they'd probably start slow in the first quarter, and they would not pick that up offensively. Second quarter, they didn't really pick it up offensively. All right, but still, they were able to weather the storm and walk away with a W. This Kansas City Chiefs team is special, man. If you're winning games like this, where the MVP, your quarterback, the only thing that really makes your offense run, doesn't find the end zone, and you're still able to put up 32 points, 34 points and win, regardless of the fact that you had a defensive touchdown, something's got to give, man. This is one of those games where you sit there and you look yourselves in the mirror and say, yo, everything that could go right is starting to go right for us. Can they keep this going? I believe that they can. I have high hopes for Kansas City this season. Keep the train rolling. For Detroit, do not let this get you down. The Detroit faithful, for the Lions fans, do not let this loss get you down. All right, it's going to suck, it's going to sting, but if they continue to play football like this, they have a chance of not only making it to the playoffs, but competing to win that NFC North, man. Damn it, they need to get a division title under their belt, because they're hosting a playoff game at the Ford Field. Whoo, it's going to be jumping, baby. Next, the Lions, pardon me, I just said that. The Panthers taking on the Texans. Protection, 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 protection. This is why the Texans lost once again. Watson was sacked 6 times. For the Panthers, the only thing that got to be said is either Butterfingers for Kyle Allen or Christian McCaffrey. Blue eyes, white privilege. That's how the white man runs the football. This man had 180 yards all purpose by his damn self. He was the offense this particular game. 93 yards on the ground, 86 yards through the air. Only touchdown on the game for the Panthers. This man came out and took care of business. You can make the argument right now that Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league. The only reason why you don't is either skin color or, well, Alvin Kamara blows me away. Look at the power of the dreadlock. Zeke, he's eating cereal. Oh, watch out, Saquon Barkley. He's got the tree trunk legs. Le'Veon Bell, he's back. Well, remember when we saw him, he was the best in the game. Christian McCaffrey's taking care of business, man. He is taking care of business. And more importantly, the Panthers are 2-0 since they lost Cam Newton. All right, since they said Kyle Allen's going to start, they 2-0. Now, granted, Kyle Allen ain't go out there and ball and blow people's socks off. He did last week against the Cardinals. But it's not as if he went out there and balled and he's the reason as if why they won this particular game. But goddamn it, if they keep rallying off wins, I wouldn't be surprised if when he gets healthy, they tell him, yo, we just going to roll with the hot hand, even if their hand ain't hot. Whatever the case is, the Panthers, they walked away with a W. And if I'm the Texans, I'm getting the ball in DeAndre Hopkins' hands. I'm not running no gimmicks the way this man's going to throw passes, ultimately leading to interceptions. That ain't the way to use the dreadlock powers. Get the ball in his hands and have him advance forward. Don't get the ball in his hands and expect this man to throw. That's not it, okay? I was disappointed in the Panthers D-line. I thought J.J. Watt would go out there and eat. He didn't really eat that much. Now, he had his moments. He had a sack. He had a fumble recovery, a strip sack fumble recovery, pardon me. But I was expecting to see way more from that Texans O-line, especially after the way the Panthers performed 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football against the Bucs. But nonetheless, I guess Shaquille Barrett's just having a sensational year. I mean, he is leading the league in sacks. But outside of that, sensational effort from the Panthers, walked away with a W. If I'm Houston, all of my money, whether it's in the offseason, whether it's me trying to pick people up now, whether I'm making a trade, fix the O-line. Fix the damn O-line. Protect Watson. Protect Watson. Next, we had the Raiders taking on the Colts. Raiders came out hot, baby. Let me tell you something. The Colts are a better team, but on this particular day, they were not. Raiders jumped out to, what was it, a 21-0 lead? Pardon me. No, it wasn't. I can't recall. Now, let's say, okay, 2 touchdowns from Derek Carr immediately, right? Then, Josh Jacobs, 100 all-purpose yards through the ground and through the air. More importantly, the Raiders went on a 9-minute drive. Okay, time of possession, they were leading 21-7. But 9-minute, they had a 9-minute drive. You're eating the time of possession. That's how you win games. That is how you win games. Keep the ball out of the hand of your adversary. They played good football. More importantly, every time the Colts tried to make a surge, either they punted or it was an interception pick 6. Now, when they got that pick 6, that was the nail in the coffin, because regardless of how the Colts came back and scored, it was far too late. Because mind you, at this point, They were only down, I believe it was 24-17. And then the pick six happened. Then it was over from there. They protected Jacoby Brissett. He didn't get sacked. They just got to play better. The Raiders came out. They scored early. They scored often. And that's how they walked away with the W. They played good football. They played some Raiders football at that. They're moving on to 2-2, man. I was impressed. I was thoroughly impressed by the way that they played this particular game, man. Because they scored on their first two possessions. That long carry that they had for like 60 yards after the punt. First play. They went and scored, and you're up 14-0. Now the Colts got to play catch-up. You got to get away from the run game. So Marlon Mack ain't see as much carries as I thought he was going to see. Nonetheless, Raiders walked away with a W. For the Colts, defensively, you can't give up big plays early. You can't give up big plays early. But hopefully next week, we'll see where things go. Unless, of course, they're on the bye. I can't recall who's on the bye next week. Next, the Chargers and the Dolphins. And now, go Chargers. Go. They took care of business. Phillip Rivers through the air, 310, 2 TDs. Austin Eckler. All right, I'm not going to say Elker anymore. Eckler. Somebody keeps correcting me. I'm like, oh, are you butchering the name? I butcher everybody's name wrong. Okay, I get it all wrong. Regardless, the Chargers took care of business. All right, Elker 60 yards through the air, 60 yards on the ground, 2 TDs. Chargers defense shut down the Dolphins in the second half. The Dolphins in the second half have been absolutely atrocious. The first half, they come to play. Second, not so much. All right, their second half, this is what the drives look like. Punt, INT, turnover on downs. They went into the half, I believe it was 17-10. The Chargers came out of the half, field goal, TD, field goal, game done. You see the difference? I score every time, you score none of the time. That's how you win games. Bottom line, good victory for the Chargers. And as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, and now go Chargers, go. And Melvin Gordon returned. Did he get a snap? Absolutely not. And hopefully the Chargers keep it that way if Austin Eckler keeps up the good work. If Justin Jackson keeps up the good work. Because now this man going to be hella salty because he already, announced that, I'm going to go test out free agency. All right, cool. We don't need you. You're going to stay on the sideline. Watch what you desire to do. That's what they're about to do to him. But if they do need him, hand that man the ball. He's a beast. He just got to show that he can stay healthy all 16 games in consecutive seasons. Next. All right, we have the Giants and the Redskins. Pick six situation for Haskins, who came to relieve Case Keenum, who threw an interception. And what did Haskins do when he came in? Led the Redskins down the field, man. He got him a field goal. And then after that, INT. This man was a pick six machine, throwing more picks than a fight at Afrofest. I don't know what happened. Okay, the Redskins were down so early, they pretty much abandoned the damn run game. I think Adrian Peterson only had like 11 carries or 13 carries, but it was nothing significant to where this man could have made his impact felt. All right, Haskins was pretty much just thrusted in there, and the Redskins defense actually played a decent game. They had 2 takeaways, 2 interceptions. They had a decent game, but offensively, the Redskins are in absolute dismay. All right. Daniel Jones gave him two interceptions. But this is what happened. Haskins came in and got him that field goal. Punt, INT, punt, INT, punt, INT. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to expect better. Now, what's going to happen moving forward? Jay Gruden says he's got to earn the spot. Nobody's going to get the spot based on where you're drafted. I also agree. You got to earn the spot. However, the way that Case Keenum has been playing this particular year, it's not good. And somebody go bust open the damn checkbook and go pay Trent Williams, please. Go pay Trent Williams. Give the man his money. I don't know what's going on. Get that man his money. Seriously, pay that man. Next! All right, good win for the Giants, though. Good win. 2 wins in a row. Danny Dimes. I mean, he ain't really had that great of a game, but a W's a W. Same situation with Kyle Allen. It don't matter how it happens. At the end of the day, when that W's there, hey, we got a W with this quarterback, Eli Manning. Let me get my job back. I don't care how supportive this man looks right now. Okay? He's not a Tony Romo sort of situation. People still want to get their opportunity to play. I know Eli Manning feels it. I know he feels it. You want to get on that field. But hey, Danny Dimes got the job done. They walked away with a W. Next, Seahawks and Cardinals. Pick 6, Jadeveon Clowney activating his dreadlock powers. Let's just say this much. The Cardinals fell behind early. They didn't get another touchdown until the 4th quarter, in which it appeared that Kyler Murray could have possibly started some late quarter magic, late game magic, what we've seen pretty much all season with the exception of last week. And then Russell Wilson went down the field and scored. And then once that happened, it was pretty much 27-10. There was no way they was going to come back. Cardinals, they need a lot of help. Okay, the Seahawks, they were the better team by far. They took care of business. Nothing more that really needs to be said about this particular game, all right? They took care of business. They knocked them the hell out. Okay, super punch. Game was done. Next, Vikings and the Bears. Okay, this game was defense. Defense, because look at it like this. The Vikings had 35 minutes, 25 minutes of time possession. I believe Cousins got sacked 6 times. The run game was non-existent. Adam Thielen and Diggs, they did nothing. A whole offense is to blame for this game. Because the Vikings defense took advantage of the Bears offense that did not have Mitch Trubisky, who got hurt. I believe it was the left shoulder in the first quarter. So the offense of the Bears, outside of that first drive from Daniel when he got them that touchdown, they did virtually nothing. The Vikings offense lost them this game. Now I understand, the Bears is coming at you from every angle. You don't have time in the pocket, but you have to adjust to that. You have 2 Pro Bowl receivers on the outside. I expect to have them perform. It makes no sense why they did not. Granted, you're going against an all-pro secondary back there. Still, change up your formations, change up your plays. Don't be so damn predictable. And that's exactly what happened. They were predictable. The Bears took advantage, and the Vikings took an arrow to the knee. Walked out there with another L, and Club Dub was dancing like it's Dancing in the Stars all afternoon long. Good W for Chicago. Next, the Jags and the Broncos. Minshew, porn star, 70s mustache came to play, baby. He came to play. All right, 213 yards and a TD, 2 TDs, pardon me. Leonard Fournette, 225 yards. Well, welcome back, bald man. Welcome to football. Leonard Fournette has finally showed up for the first time in goddamn maybe 18 months. I haven't seen this man since 2017. All right, he came to play football. The defense of the Broncos continued to bend. Finally, Joe Flacco showed I'm elite. I took them down the field. The go-ahead touchdown. And then your defense failed you. What happened? Von Miller roughing the passer. Then Minshew finds Westbrook for 32 yards, okay? Then after that, Minshew finds Conley for another, how long was that? What was it? 16 yards? Whatever the case was. He found Conley for whatever it was that set up Josh Lambo, kicked the game-winning field goal. I'll say this much. Minshew has showed poise since taking over for Nick Foles. If I'm a Jags fan, I'm saying, well, wait a minute now. We could have a little bit of a quarterback controversy when Nick Foles come back. Because Minshew is balling. He taking care of business. None of the losses has been his fault. Darn near all of the wins has been, he's had his hand dipped in there as to why they won. Took care of business. I know Fournette had a sensational game, but that last drive, that was all Minshew. Taking care of business. If I'm the Broncos, I got to figure out what the hell I got to do, man. And now you're hearing that Chubb is going to be gone because of the ACL tear. He played through the rest of the game with a torn ACL. Shows his toughness. But they got to get stuff figured out, man, because they can't cover nobody. They can't sack nobody. They can't do nothing. Coming into this game, they have a damn sack, and you got Chubb and Von Miller. The problem is it's just Chubb and Von Miller. Get this man some help. Get him some help. All right, but Von Miller finally did go and get himself some sacks, and now he's past the 100-sack threshold in the NFL. So kudos to you, but unfortunately, you're celebrating on the L train. Big-time win for the Jags. Next, the Bucks and the Rams, 55-40 in favor of the Bucks. This game completely blew my socks off. I did not expect this performance, but damn it, Bruce Arians is coaching his ass off with Jameis Winston. This man went 385 yards, 4 TDs. All right, only 1 pick. That ended up being a pick 6. Crucial moment in the game. It looked like Winston was going to Winston himself. But nonetheless, the Bucks took care of business. For every single time the Rams didn't capitalize, the Bucks found themselves some points. All right, let's just look at that. This is what the Rams, situation kind of looked like. All right, it was a TD, INT, TD, INT. No, pardon me. I'm talking about the Bucs over here. The Bucs would score a TD, Rams throw an INT. They turned that into a TD. The Rams threw another INT. They turned that into a TD. You were looking at 21-0. After the first, okay, then you're moving later. Todd Gurley was pretty much a non-factor because you're already losing by that much point. So what's the purpose of running the ball? Jared Goff finally threw for 500 yards, but was it enough to get him the W? Absolutely not. Cooper Kupp found his way into the end zone. Freaking Robert Woods started going monstrous all over the Bucs defense. But every single time the Bucs responded, they took care of business. And the last, drive, you had a situation in which the Bucs went and they turned the football over, pick 6 to the Rams. Now you down 45-40. The Bucs do what? Go right down the field and kick a field goal, make it an 8-point lead. Then here come the Rams, and you don't protect. And Ndamukong Suh picks up the ball, runs into the end zone for the score. Is that Los Angeles calling me? Most likely. Hey, I don't care. You took the loss. It's not my fault, buddy. Jared Goff, don't call me because you're a liability. You're looking like Ryan Gosling right now, Goff. You're looking like Ryan Gosling. Regardless, Bucs came away with a W. Sensational job. And God damn it, Todd Bowles and Bruce Arians. I said it before the season started. I'm so excited for this duo. So excited. I loved what they did in Arizona with Carson Palmer and that Arizona defense. I'm really loving what Todd Bowles is doing with at least that D-line and getting them going, those linebacking cores and getting sacks, and guys is having fun. And damn it, Jameis Winston's looking the best he's ever looked. This is the way we expected this man to look coming out of the draft. Sensational win for the Bucs. What's wrong with the Rams? Damn it, somebody rest Todd Gurley's knees. Get that defense to what the hell they were doing last year. They've got to generate turnovers. More importantly, sack the quarterback at the rate that they were doing it last year. But outside of that, good win for the Bucs. Rams, you got to figure it out. Sunday Night Football, Cowboys and the Saints. Let's look at it like this. This game was back and forth. People were struggling to get into the end zone. However, look at the second quarter like this. The Cowboys, back-to-back fumbles. Witten fumbled. Elliott fumbled. And what did the Saints do? Of their 3 of 5 possessions, they found themselves a field goal. The Cowboys found themselves putting the ball on the ground. All right, second half, they came out. Cowboys got a TD, took the lead. Saints went back down the field, took a field goal to regain the lead. And what happened on the next 2 Saints possessions? All right, you were up by 2. Bridgewater takes back-to-back sacks. The Cowboys take the field, do absolutely nothing. Bridgewater marches back down the field, gets them to the 31-yard line. All you got to do is not take a sack. Man gets sacked, 16-yard loss. Cowboys get the ball back down by 2 with only having to get a field goal to win. Dak gets sacked, but does a sensational job getting the ball to Randall Cobb. Sets up a Hail Mary, and the Hail Mary was terrible. It didn't even get to like the 10. I think he actually got batted down, or he got interception by Marcus Williams at like the 12. I think it was at the 12. Somebody correct me if I was wrong. But sensational game, back and forth, defensive game at that. Teddy Bridgewater's not Drew Brees, so I didn't expect it to be pretty. But this is his first win as a starter since his injury, I think it was 3 years ago. Sensational job, great effort, took care of business, took care of the football, although that early interception was not his fault. Ted Ginn's hands are just for decoration. Great job for the Saints. For the Cowboys, tough loss. Very tough loss, but you got to regroup. This was your first real test of the season, but you got to regroup. Good W for the Saints. And last but not least, Bengals taking on the Steelers. Whole lot of necrophilia. The Bengals could not protect. Andy Dalton got sacked 8 times. They could not run the ball, could not pass the ball. Mason Rudolph went out there, was efficient with a capital E. 24-28, 229 yards, 2 TDs on the ground. James Conner, Jalen Samuels, although they only ran for like, I think 60 yards combined on the ground. It felt like they ran for 150 because of the short passes, intermediate passes. Both had 8 catches, combined for 140, 160 yards, whatever the case was from those short passes. Pittsburgh looked extremely dynamic. They had damn near Wildcat out here. Well, not really Wildcat. It was just, the running back taking a direct snap. Whatever the case was, they took care of business. Absolutely booty hole raped the damn Cincinnati Bengals and finally got themselves a W on the season. Can they turn this around? I would hope so, but you can only find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. This has been your 2019 NFL Week 4 post-game analysis show. I have been the host, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. I hope you enjoyed your football weekend, and let's get excited for next week. Back to the Shadow Realm I go.